Tim Cook is making 3 trips in a year out to China, kowtowing with all the regulators, translating their reports into Mandarin, investing into Chinese companies, completely unrelated to Apple's business. Is a few billion of these dollars probably making their way into the coffers of some CCP regulators? Yes, that's probably happening. Where's the big investment in America, Tim Cook? The information came out with this report saying that Tim Cook signed a covert deal with Chinese authorities back in 2016 for $275 billion. What's the big deal? Actually, I think they're kind of overhyping this a little bit. Tim Cook is slippery, and it stinks because it was done so secretly. I think they're trying to sell a lot of subscriptions with this, but let's dig into it. The company owes much of its success to Tim Cook. And years ago, he signed a secret agreement worth $275 billion. Talks about all the rigmarole that he had to do to woo the regulators, to woo the CCP, to capitulate to their ass and their desires, both from a standpoint of investing in regional economies, in giving China greater censorship control over apps, like removing LGBTQ apps from its app store, in bringing iCloud services and, basically data storage locally to China. I think the $275 billion number here is a little bit overblown in the sense that, to me, a big chunk of that dollar figure is going to creating manufacturing facilities in China, right? So Apple's going to say, hey, we're going to invest, right, $200 billion in creating these factories to make our iPhones. Is Apple actually cutting a check to the CCP for $275 billion? No, they're not doing that. Is a few billion of these dollars probably making their way into the coffers of some CCP regulators? Yes, that's probably happening too. Is it $275 billion? No. Is it 1%? Call it $3 billion? Yeah, it definitely could be. If not, could be a little bit more than that, frankly. So, all right, there's a lot of meat on that $275 billion bone. I do think you have to look at it with a grain of salt. But it does go to beg the question to say, where's the big investment in America, Tim Cook? Like, hey, it'd be really nice to have my designed in California laser etching back on my iPhone, which disappeared magically, probably right around the time all this stuff was going down in China. China was grumpy with Apple. And then, they just threw him a bone to say, well, we'll take the design in California thing off the back of the iPhone. No one likes to talk about the fact that that was just magically removed from the back of the iPhone. It was actually mentioned, buried deep in a New York Times article. We covered it on the show. I continue to cover it because every time I look at the back of my iPhone, I think of that. But no one else talks about this. Right? No one else likes to talk about that our U.S. big tech monopolies have sold Americans right down the river. And at the sheer threat of government intervention into their business abroad, boom, Tim Cook is making 3 trips in a year out to China, kowtowing with all the regulators, translating their reports into Mandarin, all these things, right? Quick, making investments into Didi. That was also one of the nuggets in this, right? So they're now investing into Chinese companies, completely unrelated to Apple's business. Like Didi was competing with Uber in China, and then Apple gave them $1 billion just to curry favor with the Chinese officials. Unfortunately, what you don't see is a willingness in this country, whether politically or self-motivated by the U.S. tech monopolies, to bring manufacturing back here, to lobby politicians, to give them incentives to bring manufacturing back here, right? It's just simply not a priority. But when someone else forces the issue, watch how fast these executives move and cave at any just moral standing of where you want to do business and how you want to do business. And again, going back to the previous topic where we were talking about Alex Karp, Palantir, U.S. tech monopolies deliberately not supporting the U.S. DoD and military AI efforts over ethics issues, right? But they're more than willing to go to China, throw all their ethics and morals completely out the window, cave to every concession the Chinese government wants, but But yeah, then somehow the ethics, really aren't a part of the conversation anymore. So it's funny how that works, isn't it? Hi, I'm Alex. Thanks for watching the show. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, but even better, make sure to follow us on Odyssey, follow us on Rumble, and text us 203-646-5159. Text the word Monopoly. You'll be subscribed. You'll get updates about when we're going live, our latest videos, and we'll send you even a little goodie bag. And in the event that we all get banned from big tech, we'll still be connected.